You know what I'm saying?
You can do what you wanna do.
And live in color.
You won't roll the moon float like a balloon. You see, it's never too late and it's never too soon. Take it from me, it's I to be.
And live in color.
And how would you feel knowing prejudice was obsolete and all mankind danced to the exact beat? And at night it was safe to walk down the street.
And live in color.
What you wanna be.
And live in color.
You can do what you wanna do.
And live in.
What's up, everybody out there? This is your boy, comedian Marlan with the Love to Laugh podcast. I'm joined by a legend in the game, none other than the legendary Tommy Davidson. You've seen him on The Living Color, seen him in movies like Booty Call, seen him in Black Dynamite, you name it, he's been in it.
King Kong.
How you doing, bro?
How you feel,
How's
man?
the
Everything
shows,
good
bro?
with you?
Everything's
Pretty
been
good, man. The shows have been good. I always come down here, ATL, have a good time with the down to earth folk. That's what I love.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I've been doing this podcast for, since, September. So I've interviewed a lot of great people. I've met a lot of great people.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Townsend still speaks highly of you to this very day.
That's my dude right there, boy.
I went with my boy Ronnie to see the Five Heartbeats documentary, and you were supposed to be one of the Five Heartbeats originally. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
I just, it got past me. I was really busy at the time. I was coming off a lot of movies. I had done Booty Call and Woo back to back.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did those. It was a conflict with another project that I had.
Mm-hmm.
But Robert's cool though. Robert gave me my first break. The first time I did comedy on TV was on Partners in Crime with Robin Harris.
Legendary.
Yeah, and that's where I met Keenan. Really got a chance to get to know Keenan. So, it didn't work out that was the movie, but it doesn't matter because that's an all-time legendary movie. No one's ever gonna forget. I'd rather watch it than be in it, actually.
Oh man, and your energy is unmatched on stage and in your films. So where the hell do you be getting all this energy from? You be on stage going 100 miles an hour. There's only a few people that can touch you when it comes to stage, and Arnett J is one of them. But like you still on that level, like
Mortgage, child support, like the hell, man. It's motivation. You know what I mean?
man. even with your characters, such as of course the legendary Varnell Hill character you did on Martin.
Did you miss me?
Man, that's how do you come up with your characters? Like, do you sit and figure out a strategy to make that character believable, or like how do you do it?
Well, at first they were all in me. I didn't know they were characters. I just did things when I was growing up that was already there. Al Green and Lionel Richie, just all that stuff just came natural. And it wasn't until I got to Hollywood and got to In Living Color that people would say, "Oh, you're doing impressions or you're doing characters." And I was like, "Oh, is that what that is?" And that's when I started really focusing on it. But it wasn't about, oh, I'm going to do this character. It was about if your ass didn't do something, you wouldn't get on TV on that show. Because you were not up against them, but you had Jim Carrey, Jamie, Damon, Keenan, Kelly, Takia. You had all of them. So, half the time, the characters that I did on the show, Keenan asked me, "Do you do Sugar Ray Leonard?" I said, "Yeah." And I went home and popped that tape in, and they said, Tommy Hearns will hit you if it does. Watch out, he's very, 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 very good puncher. But fact of the matter is, if you fought Tommy Hearns, long arms. If it gets at you, in trouble. So I just came up with it. We did the Michael Jackson black and white.
I remember that.
And Keenan asked me, "Tommy, you got a Michael Jackson sketch?" I was like, "Yeah, man, it's ready." I ran into the writer's room, wrote it, went over to the music guy's house that night. We recorded it that night. I came back to the stage, rehearsed it. They said, "Keenan, on his way." I rehearsed it in front of Keenan. Keenan gave me a little instructions here and there. He was like, "Do a hopscotch." And then hit your hand on the car glass, and then he asked you, "You're black and white."
Yeah.
You say, "Well, shit, I guess." You know what I mean? And then he just walked away eating oatmeal, and that's how it went.
Did the Jacksons give you heat for doing that sketch?
No. I have met I had met the Jacksons when I was not on Living Color when I first moved to LA. I was working at a deli in Encino, California, right down the street from the house. So, you know, I grew up with the Jackson 5. You know, I remember when they had alphabet cereal. I mean, I'm with the Jackson 5 so far back before Stack Heels came out. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, they didn't have afros. They had little nappy heads. So I saw Tito coming to the deli, and I gave him one of my comedy tapes. So I guess he must have told everybody else because everybody else kept coming in the deli, looking at me, waving at me. You know, and finally Janet came in.
Oh man.
And, you know, we had talked a little bit. she would call me. Yeah, it's your turkey sandwich. I'm on my way. Come on. You know, and ironic story about that is years later when In Living Color popped, I was at Bobby Brown's prerogative party.
How was that?
And Janet was there, and she sent Jennifer Lopez, this is before she was on Living Color. She sent her over to me. I said, Janet will meet you, you know. I was like, all right. So I went over to her. She was like, you're so good. And I was like, you remember me from the deli? She was like, that is you. Anyway, that's a little story.
No, you could.
I got a lot of stories, man.
That's a great story.
$5 for the next one. No, I'm
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Another last character I want to bring up, one of my favorite ones was Puff Smokey Smoke.
Oh yeah, Push Money Smoke.
From Juwan.
I got the crazy. I got things like that.
Yo, you literally stole that movie. I watched the movie's great, but I'm like, Puff Smokey Smoke definitely stole the scene for me. From the date night to going home with him trying to get in the pants. I'm like, bro, you are a lunatic when it comes.
Yeah,
to
good thing he didn't get in the pants though.
I'm glad you didn't get in the pants.
Yeah.
And then of course Black Dynamite, which I love that movie too. But man, you've been trailblazing
Running
for years.
things. Running things.
Run things.
You've literally been in the game 30 plus years. So what
Yeah.
keeps you motivated and keeps you going? What keeps you?
It makes me really happy. And you know, my friends and my family and my neighborhood, they're just really proud of me. And I basically have been the same person. You know, life makes you change and evolve.
Yes.
But for the most part, I was performing ever since I was 4. You know, and I was the only one in the neighborhood where I won all the talent shows, and in the school people would wait for me to do a performance. And I was basically a singer mostly.
You can sing.
You know, singer mostly, you know, and so I'm just really proud of that. And you know, my mom was really happy. She was really happy that I found, she had a requirement, you know. I don't care what you do, as long as you ain't breaking no laws, you're making a decent living, and you're not hurting anybody, and you're helping somebody. And now I'm doing all of them. So
To this day, 30 plus years later, man. So, tell the people what you got coming up. Anything in the works that we should be looking out for?
yeah, me and Martin have a show on BET coming up. I won't say much, but I'll say, did you miss me?
Hey.
I'll leave it at that, you know. And I just formed a new company called One Song, which is an international entertainment company that covers the whole gambit, you know. I figure Spielberg and all them, why should they be the only ones that can do stuff globally, especially since, you know, since our little departure out of Africa, we made the whole place rich, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And they keep saying I come from a poor continent. That's because they take everything out of there and don't want to pay for it, including my black ass. So, you know, that's the quest now, is to be present and just, you know, give homage to my great grandmother who put me on full scholarship with her faith.
Gotcha. Okay, man. So definitely, man.
He's gonna put that on TikTok, by the way.
Tic Tac.
No, so
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, is it TikTok?
TikTok.
I said TikTok.
He said TikTok.
Oh, okay. You just said you need a TikTok.
You said that.
No.
So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We've been with Tommy Davidson. You know, we caught up with him. I've been watching him all weekend, killing the show, sellout crowds, everything, man. So I appreciate you for stopping through. Catfish is delicious. He has acres.
Nice. I like that.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Love to Laugh podcast with Tommy Davidson. Thank y'all so much. Good night.
Thank you.